この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Are you curious where you can watch the latest episode of Kamen Rider and Sentai every week? Well, since there is no official release, you might have to resort to alternative methods. Personally, when I search for website to watch Tokusatsu, my top priority is to safeguard my personal data. That's why I rely on SurfsharkVPN, the sponsor of today's video. With Surfshark, your online safety and privacy is paramount as it is effective at concealing your online activities through its VPN capabilities. By encrypting your internet traffic that nobody can pry into your online endeavors or track your digital whereabouts. Additionally, Surfshark enables you to virtually explore the world with a tap thanks to its ability to change your VPN address. By switching your location to anywhere in America, let's say, you can access at least over 10 Ultraman shows and movies, or explore other Toku shows available on Tokusatsu. You can poke around at the Japanese premium Bandai page and discover a captivating array of expensive children's toys. I highly recommend getting Surfshark VPN today, as it comes with an extra 3 months. Simply click the link in the description, and if you are unsatisfied, rest assured there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So why wait any longer? Take advantage of this fantastic offer and sign up now. It's an incredible opportunity for all of you, my fellow Tokusatsu fans. Alchemy is a pseudoscience field attempts to transmit base metal into gold. One such experiment accidentally brought life to a race of creatures, and the story revolves around an era which these experiments were being conducted in secret. In the story, an artificial life form known as chemis were created using the finest alchemy techniques. They were designed to imitate existing creatures, such as grasshoppers, and were carefully stored in Rider Chemi cards until they were accidentally released into the wild. The protagonist, Ichinose Wotaro, is entrusted with the Gotchard driver and the mission to recollect the Chemi cards that have been released into the world. Some chemis are well suited for human companionship. If Wataru resonates with their good heart, he can fuse with them and transform into Kamen Rider Gotchard. However, chemis that are influenced by human malice can give birth to monsters known as Malgom. It really is interesting to see that this show is going to be set up in a high school, pretty much bringing the scale of the fight down to something smaller, which is kind of interesting to see. It feels kind of like 01 and at least the beginning of 01, but the difference is we don't really have an actual like villain or like a villain group like Metsubo Jinrai's, and having the protagonist be a high schooler can be something that is interesting to see, because like what, most of the actors are most of the time around 18 to like 20, so probably like making him a high schooler would make sense, and also it would be something different and slightly more simple, because like, oh, it's a high schooler, he's not this something big like a president of a company or, you know, the token chosen one, a kid with a devil that he can talk to, or a know-it-all douchebag. It's something simple, which Kamen Rider really needs right now, because the last 4 years have been really hit or miss. So right now the settings and the themes of alchemy is interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what's the deal with, like, you know, the chemi cards that are going to be bad and like how they're going to kind of transform into monsters. But I really like that the cards are semi-sentient, so they can kind of resonate with someone with a good heart, which would be interesting down the line. The Gotchard suit actually looks kind of cool. I like the combination of the train and grasshopper motifs. I really like the color scheme. At first, I wasn't really sure about it, because I remember seeing it at first and I was like, oh, I am not sure if I like it or not, but tell the truth, he looks different, and I think he looks different enough, but still look like a Kamen Rider, which is fine. I really like the goggles. I think the goggles are kind of the weirdest thing on a rider suit, but now knowing that a part of the transformation maybe would be the mask or like the grasshopper part kind of opening up, which would be interesting actually, and maybe it would be kind of a part of the finisher. That would be interesting. I think the one thing that design wise I don't really like is the Gotchard driver. I don't know, it looks too much like just a big orange square, but hey, maybe it would look cool down the line. I don't know. One of the things that really got me hyped for this season, and I'm actually a lot more hyped around this season than before, and that is the two head riders. One over the other, but it's for both of them the first time they're actually going to head write a Kamen Rider show, but it's not their first time not only writing for Rider, but also Tokusatsu. The first head writer is Hiroki Uchida. If you purely look at the stuff that he worked on Kamen Rider, he worked on a lot of revise, specifically the side content. I'd never really heard anything bad about Revise's side content, so I don't know. While the second head writer is Keiichi Hasagawa. If you would look at the projects that he wrote for Rider, he was a part of the writing team for Double, Drive, Forze, Ghost, and Saber. I get it. The last two shows that he wrote for weren't really good, but does it really matter? Because they were just a part of the writing team and not, the head writers. Because here's the thing, Hasagawa also worked on Double, Drive, and Forze, 3 shows that are well beloved, so I don't know why people are like, oh my god, this show would be bad, purely looking at what they worked on Kamen Rider, while both of them worked for Tsubaraya. Uchida worked on Ultraman X and Orb, 2 seasons that were really good, while Keiichi Hasagawa is a reoccurring character in my Legacy of Ultraman series. He started to work on Ultraman since Tiga. He had wrote Ultraman Dyna. He had wrote of Ultraman Nexus. He was the head writer of Ultraman Ginga while working on the writing team in Tsubaraya for Tiga, Gaia, Mebius, basically the entirety of the Heisei era. Like, he worked on the Gridman universe stuff. So, discrediting what he did for Tokusatsu for almost 30 years is absolutely insane. And you know what? If you say that and you believe that you're right because he wrote for Saber and Ghost, you are actually incorrect. Hasagawa is an amazing head writer. And this is one of the things that I'm genuinely hyped for because, it's been years since we actually got a live action Hasagawa head written show. So I'm actually excited to see him come back to Toku, and doing a writer show is really cool. Again, Uchida worked on some episodes of Orb and X, so I don't know how good he would be as a head writer, but with Hasagawa kind of mentoring him as a head writer is a damn good job, and Toei got a damn good at least head or at least main head writer in Hasagawa. Literally, I was ready to just review Gotchard's first episode and then just wait until episode 5 to review episode 2 through 5, but now it's man, if episode 2 would be actually good, I might review Gotchard weekly. I actually hope that Gotchard would be actually good. And you know what? With this writing stuff, specifically Hasagawa, a person that every show that I watched that he actually worked on as a head writer, I actually really liked. You know what? I'm up for it. I'm genuinely am. It looks like it's going to be a genuinely fun show, and I'm more surprised than ever. So yeah, we're going to get our presser not that long from now, so I'm going to talk about that in way more of a bigger expense. So what you think about Gotchard? Are you hyped? Tell me if you're hyped down below. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.